Hello, everybody. This is Brett Davis coming to you from the Brett Davis podcast studio at Attorney King Studio in beautiful Coronado, California. I have a legendary actor and somebody that I've admired for years, Erik Estrada.
Hi there.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, and hello to all your viewers.
Well, what I can't understand is when I used to watch you, I was just a kid, but you look exactly the same. What's going on?
Well, when I started the show, I was 27 years old.
Okay.
In 1977. And now, in 2021, I'm 72 years old. I just switched the numbers. I moved.
You know what? I think you must be, I think you have good genes, but I think you probably enjoy life and you're very passionate about what you do. Am I right?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am. And I'm very happy. I got a great wife of 31 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, I did I'm from the 70s. I'm from back east, a New York kid. I didn't go for tattoos, right? But now I got a wife and I got a 21-year-old daughter who you can't tell them a squat when they're 21. And now my kids raised her real Puerto Rican, switchblade in one hand, baseball bat in the other.
There you go.
Real tough kid. But she's a beautiful lady. But she likes tattoos. And I said, okay, go ahead. So she got one tattoo, and then she got another one. And then she designed one. And so I said to my wife, we want to get in good with our kid. We're already in good, She lives at home. It's great. I won't let her move out. Even if she gets married, she's going to live here. I don't care. No.
You sound like us.
Yeah.
My wife and I are the same way with our kids. I'm like, you're not going anywhere.
No, you're not going anywhere. I tell her, she's got a job. She's making a lot of bread. And I say, you don't spend your money. Your money sits in the bank. I'm taking care of everything as long as you're under my roof. Anyway, so I went ahead and got this tattoo.
Wow.
Look at that puppy. She
I like it.
That. It's sunflower. But yeah, real cool.
That's actually my favorite flower.
Yeah, far out. So I got that. And then, I wanted to get another 31 years out of my wife.
You didn't get another tattoo, did you?
I got my wife.
Oh, good. I thought you were gonna show me a tattoo on your body somewhere that we couldn't.
Oh, and then I got a piercing.
Oh my God.
No, are you kidding?
You know what? You remember what that's called?
No, I don't know. I
they call that a Prince Albert.
Prince Albert. Oh. Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's a spoon. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. So we have a connection, a couple of connections.
Yeah.
Chrisagis brothers, of course, who are wonderful guys.
The boys.
They're doing an amazing job. And another one is, of course, Vince the trainer.
Vince.
From Hollywood.
Yeah.
Remember Vince?
Yeah.
I trained with him for a short time.
Wow. Cool.
Right before he passed away.
Oh, man. Well,
he was amazing.
I used to also, in the early 70s, when I was out here struggling and looking for a steady job as an actor so I can get my mother out of the projects. And I used to go to Vince's gym, the guru, Vince Gironda.
Yeah.
He used to train all these guys. Before there were spas and workout places, it was a box. It was a garage with free weights.
Yep.
And all the stunt guys would go in there, Carl Weather, Stallone would show up once in a while. Everybody at 5 and 4:30 in the morning were in there working out, then going off to their gigs, And it was a great place. I remember Vince. Yeah.
He was ahead of his time.
He was the guru.
He was.
He was the bomb. I mean, he used to say to me, his place used to get flooded out whenever we have those 40 days of rains here in California, because he was down on Ventura Boulevard.
Right.
And I'm up that street. I'm still there now.
Oh, really? That's a great area.
Yeah, I'm up on the top of the mountain there. And Vince was down there, and every time it rained heavy, he'd get mudded out. So I would always replace his rug, you know.
I remember that rug, this story about the rug. He charged you a lot of money for that rug, didn't he?
I don't know what I don't remember, but I said to him, I said, hey, you know, my sneakers are getting wet. Why don't we get this fixed? He says, well, you going to pay for it? I said, yeah, just do it. And he did it. And we changed the rug. And we did it a couple of years in a row. But one thing about Vince, he used to do, he was great. He used to make me take 40 desiccated liver tablets a day.
Yeah.
He used to work me out like a champ.
Well, you looked amazing, and you still do.
Oh, thanks. But I got a little Corona diet going here.
I think you look great. I think Sarah had a question for you. Did you have a question for Eric?
I do. Hi, Eric. It's Sarah. Again.
Yeah, darling.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, you're going to an event
Yes.
in Ohio. I believe it is for the Chrisagis brothers CD release party.
Yes.
And you are going to be there along with two other Hollywood legends.
Yeah. I'm such a goofer, but I'm going to be there with Lonnie Anderson and Lindsay Wagner. They're going to be there. They're wonderful ladies. I've known them through the years, of course, because we've all had series on TV. And I would run into them on this occasion or that occasion. But that's going to be a lot of fun. But the Chrisagis brothers, I met, 25 years ago, maybe.
Wow.
Oh, they're family.
Oh, yeah. They stayed at their house. They're with their grandma, who used to make me spaghetti pie, the spaghetti pie dish. And her dad, and her mom, their mom. They were great guys. They're wonderful kids. And we had the same birthday, March 16th, same age, birthday. I'm older than they are. To me, they're kids, they're babies. And we're going to have this tremendous event they're going to have a CD release. They're going to be it's a nice event for the day. And they're going to be singing 6 of their songs. We're going to also do meet and greets, take pictures with everyone that's coming. They're going to have a bite to eat. And we're going to have a long day and hopefully a long night of meeting a lot of people that, that are their fans and hopefully our fans. So we're going to have a wonderful time. It's a wonderful event. And they're good guys. They deserve for it to be a success. So we need everybody to come out and make it a success for them. They need it because they're good guys. They deserve it.
We agree 100%, and we're sponsoring the event because we believe in everything you're saying.
Well, wonderful. You're going to be, if you guys show up, we'll take a selfie.
Very, very cool. Can you do a selfie? Because I can't.
Sarah, you can bring your poster.
I know, Eric. I'm telling you, right after this show, I'm going to run home and I'm going to look for that poster.
Wow.
However you want to do it.
So you are an actual police officer.
Yes. Let me give you the history on that. I grew up in projects of Spanish Harlem. My mother, when I was 4, fired my dad because he was stuck on the needle, and she didn't want him polluting me and my sister. But after that, she started dating cop. She started dating a New York City CSI police detective named Pete Panos. As a matter of fact, I got his gold badge when he retired. That's how much I loved this man, and he loved us. And he was just a wonderful influence on me. So I wanted to be a New York City police officer, and I was going to be one. At 17 and a half in high school, there was a pretty girl named Christine Laporte. She was in the school, and I said, man, I'm going to wait outside, walk this girl to the bus or the train or wherever, the bushes, wherever she wanted. She was going after school. so I waited one day, next day, she never came out of the building. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to follow her. After 8th period, I'm going to follow her, see where she's going. They call that stalking today. They taught me that at the police academy. So anyway.
It's terrible.
Yeah, right? Bad guy. So I followed her into drama. She was going to a drama club after school, taking drama for extra points. I said, oh, man, I grew up in the streets of Harlem. I can act. I'll just get in there, audition, get in, boom, get the girl. I auditioned, got in, and then after a week, I no longer wanted to be a cop right away. I wanted to put that on the back burner and become an actor. But I had to tell my mom, Ma, mira, you got to stay in the projects a little longer, mommy, because I want to try this thing. I want to be an actor. Ay, mijo, no, por favor, please. No, papo, no, mijo, no. I said, Ma, come on, I want to give it a shot. No, mijo, no, please. I said, come on, Ma, I got to give it a shot. I tell you what, I make a deal with you. If I can't make any money by the age of 30, I can come back, go to police academy, because 32 is the cutoff date. But if I can't make any money up till then, to have you living the way you should be living as my queen, my mother was my queen, you know. You should be living the way I want you to live. So anyway, and I'll come back and you'll be my roommate and that'll be that. But at 27, I got lucky. I mean, before Chips, I had New Centurions, Midway, Airport 75, every episodic TV show you could name back in the day, because I always played the Latino with the gun, the knife, the brick, the pimp, the badass, you know. That's what was happening. And I needed a paycheck. And finally I got Chips, and getting Chips made it for me financially unspeakably well. And I got my mother out of the projects. I moved her to 57th and 8th Avenue, overlooking Tavern on the Green. She could see from her apartment window and some chunk of Central Park. And for 31 years, I told her, you're never going to work again. 32 years, 33 years until she passed. I said, Ma, you're never going to work again. I got you. And I took everything. And to me, I consider the best thing that ever happened to me was being blessed to be able to do that for my mother, because all young men want to do that for their parents. And I was able to get that done. So that was what's cool about that. And then about 15 years ago, I became a reserve in Indiana. I wanted to see if I still had that passion as a kid to be a cop. So I became a reserve there. And then I stopped. It was very funny because I'd be dressed in my uniform, carrying my everything. And I'd roll up on a house to serve a warrant or to look for something or disturbance. When I come out, is that me or you?
That's you.
I think the president's calling for
I
you.
think that's that girl that you were following in drama class.
No, she can't find me. I married another.
Hey, that's what happens with social media. All your past comes back to haunt you.
Thank God. Oh, thank God. I was.
Can you imagine if we had cell phones in the 70s?
Thank God I wore a hood instead of you. No, listen. So working as a reserve police officer in Muncie, Indiana, which was a wonderful. Still got wonderful friends there.
Yeah,
Williams especially, and Ted Turner, the Turners, my sergeant. Anyway, I would work, and I roll up on a house, finish with the house, leave, and there'd be 20, 30 people around my car to take pictures and autographs. And I go, wait a minute, folks, come on. This is not Ponch in a different uniform. This is Estrada in my uniform, and this is my job. So anyway, I'd take care of it. Then I finally decided, you know what? When I could come back, I would go back every year. I'm going to work my shifts at night, 2 and 3, 4 night shift, right? Figure less people, do it in November when it was ice cold. And there'll be less people. Man, there was more action at night in that place with the bars and the things and cars and just all the problems.
All the vampires come out.
Yes, and then I had to deliver these vampires to county to process, and then go back out and get some more. And I finally just say, you know what? One night, at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, somebody's going to mess up my hair real bad. So I got to find another way to satisfy my passion and love for law enforcement. And then I got involved with internet crimes against children in Bedford County Sheriff's Department. And I went over there, met with the sheriff to do some public service announcements so he could raise money for internet safety education DVDs. Sheriff Mike Brown there. And I flew there and did it on my own, my dime, not their money. I don't take any money from law enforcement. I do my thing, and that's it for them. That's my contribution, and also the fact that I wear the badge and I wear the blue stripe.
So this is a sex trafficking thing that we're talking about, right?
Oh, internet crimes against children. ICAC.
Okay.
It's a task force where, you get in chat rooms and you go by a different name. I go by a certain name and I'm a certain age. And the guys will get on there and start talking to me and asking me questions and what I like, what I do, and And when it comes to the question of age, and I tell them, yeah, I'm 13 and a half. If they don't split, I know they're going to bite. So you wait for them to bite and cross the line, break the law. And then you can go get them, and I've had some very interesting arrests and things. And I did that for 8 years. I've seen all kinds of child videos that you never forget, and I've had a very good 8 years there. And so, but now I've moved over to the ICAC task force in Frederick County, Virginia, with my sheriff.
First of all, thank you for what you do, for your service, and we have a lot of respect for our law enforcement. I can't even imagine. I hear so many different stories, but what did you get out of that that surprised you? I'm sure a lot of different things, but what one thing comes to mind?
Well, a couple of things. What I got out of it was, number one, the fact that it was my childhood dream to be a law enforcement officer. I got it done because after CHIPS, I was 33 years old. I wasn't eligible to become I would have become a California Highway Patrol officer, a real one if I could, but they don't do reserves. The Highway Patrol doesn't do reserves. And the other thing was taking, when a child loses their innocence, they never get it back.
Nope.
In a manner of which they're coaxed or they're befriended on the internet because they've given out too much information. They've sent pictures. They've, divulged where they live, what school they go to, and so forth. And they become friends with somebody because these guys will get on the internet and they will groom a child. They will groom a child for 2-3 months and become their super best friend. And before you know it, they're sending gifts. And then they're saying, hey, why don't we meet? The child thinks that they're talking to somebody their age, same interest, and it's not. It's not. In all the cases, it's not. Especially when we pop them, we look at them, we go, this is not, And they will say to you, because I've had it done. Hey, I'm going to be driving by your house. Why don't you come outside? I'll be there around 7:30. The kid will say, no, I'm doing homework, and we finished dinner after 6, and then I got to do my homework. I'm not allowed out at school night. He says, oh, well, then I just walk up to your door, knock on your door, and tell Ralph, your dad, that I'm a friend of yours. We've been on the internet. So they'll frighten the child in some cases, and the child will be totally embarrassed. And no. Okay, I'll come out for a minute. Kid comes out, sneaks out to the car. You grab the child, you punch him in the stomach, throw him in the back seat, just hurt them. And then you take them somewhere and strap them, chain them to a bed or a wall or the floor, and have your way with them for as long as you want. You know what I mean? And then they either do the child in, or they'll just toss the child out of the car. We caught one guy.
Oh my God.
They tossed the kid out of the car, and an officer was driving by down the street and looked over and saw some door open and a kid just be on the grass, tossed on the grass. And the car took off, so the cop turned around, pulled up to the kid, said, what's the matter? Said, oh, and he got it right away, because you get it right away. you're taught so much stuff, whether you're an ICAC investigator or you do that part of the work. You see a child, you could tell if they're in bad shape. And so the guy went after the guy and caught the guy. That guy had that kid for a couple of days, just having his way with the child. So these are things that happen. So I get out of it the pleasure of caging some of these pukes. And caging is a mild term. The other thing is that I get pleasure out of educating children, young people, about the dangers of the internet, about befriending people that you don't know, that you never met, and divulging personal information, changing pictures, accepting gifts, and the possibility of meeting them. No, you can't do that. You don't know what you get. Those are the two, personal things.
Erik, how long does this happen often? I mean, how?
It happens all the time.
As we speak, some child is getting groomed right now. It happens all the time. And don't think it happens in your major big cities. Stuff goes on in the big cities, but this stuff is happening in your little small town. You've been to 21 towns, right? You lived in 21 places, and you weren't mostly in metropolitan areas. You were out in the suburbs and
That's right.
you were out in the bushes and stuff, right?
Yes.
In a lot of places. A lot of that goes on. A lot of that goes on in a lot of those little towns all over the country. And it's not something that's ever going to stop. Just like drugs. It's not ever going to stop. But if you feel like you want to pick up the baton or the bat to go for it, you do it. And hopefully, my wish is that many do and many continue. Many guys get bit to be law enforcement officers and then want to do something like this job. Because this job, it really is effective to you personally. I've got pictures in my mind that I can never erase from the videos and things that I've seen that go on. Because we got to look at the stuff. Because if we pop the guy, we want to make sure, hey, yeah, this is the room. I snap pictures on the video, and the crime, But, that's why every 6 months they take all investigators and put them through psychological cleaning, I call it. They root to your head,
Well, they'd have to.
Yeah.
They'd have to.
But it's I never thought of it when I was a kid. All I thought it was I'd be a cop, have a squad car, hey kids, get out of there, But no, I took it someplace else. It went deeper for me.
I don't think a lot of people realize the trauma that police officers, sheriffs, that, the mental trauma that they go through on a daily basis. Because my brother is also a sheriff. And
He's been a sheriff for how many years?
Almost 20 years. But he's, he comes home, he's upset. He's people ask him sometimes, why are you always angry?
Yeah.
I understand. I get it.
There's things that go on that you see, that you hear, that you don't forget. And, and it'd be great if you could just walk into your house, which is your church, which is the place where you can lay your head down. You can't. It takes a while. It takes a while for you to unwind. I remember when I'd come back after 3 or 4 days in Virginia, I'd come back home to California. And the first thing my wife would have for me is my Mac and Noodles cigar, Hampton Court, and some good espresso. And I'd walk around my property outside, around the pool, smoking and just blowing off 2-3 hours so I could get off me as much as I could from my 3 or 4 days, which I did 12 or 16 times a year, going back and forth, because we get the call. Okay, we got 6-7 guys we're going to go pick up in Roanoke, Virginia. And this is the date we're going to go get them. I say, okay, I'll be there the day before. Boom. And we go do the arrests and stuff. And that was the pleasure of it, the enjoyment of it. But when you come home, that should be your church, and that should be the place where you find the peace that you need. But so much stuff today, especially, look at the stress these babies are on today. I call them babies cops to me are like my children. I call them babies.
Sure.
The stress that they're under today, unfortunately. But it'll come back to where it's supposed to be. I have faith and I have prayer. So,
I think so too. There's a lot of sex trafficking going on in Ohio. Are you aware of that?
Well, you know what? Today it's Ohio. Next month it's going to be Dakota.
San Diego.
Or Atlanta.
San Diego.
Or Atlantic City.
Sure.
Or San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get surprised anymore when they say it's the number one. Because it's every place is going to be number one. Every place is number one now. I mean, it's all over. It is all over. First, I remember when it was just in Atlantic City first, coming through there, and then Texas, and then Atlantic City. Now it's everywhere. You got it everywhere. You got it everywhere. They've managed to set up a lemonade stand everywhere.
So, going in the reserves.
Yes.
How many times a year did you say you do this?
I did it. I would put in 99 hours, a total of 99 hours, but I do it for I do all my time together. They'd ask you to just do 99 hours, but I would do 7-8 days because I loved it a lot. And that's what I would do back then. And then I got more time in when I was doing the internet stuff because I wasn't on the street. I was only on the street to go get the perks, the violators. Mostly at the station, doing the work on the internet with the guys, and then boom, setting people up and going,
So you were very successful with Chips, and
yes.
You also did soap operas. And was it
I did one soap opera. I didn't know how to, I grew up in New York. My first job was selling snow cones with my grandfather. I was 5 years old, through the streets in the summertime. My second job was shining shoes on 88th Street and Columbus Circle on weekends, right? And then laundromat after school, and then sweeping out beauty parlor every Saturday after my laundromat job. I always was busy because back then, if you wanted a nickel, you had to go get it. Not like today, it's hard for kids today. I mean, God, I would not want to be 15, 16, 20 years old today or a girl today, because how do you date? Who do you date? I mean, it's just rough out there for them, and they got more to deal with, and they got so much stuff being thrown at them. So
Sure.
yeah, so I was always a very busy kid, very busy.
You were successful with Chips,
Yeah.
and you were very iconic. That character is still very powerful to a lot of people's minds. Even people that are teenagers know who you are, and even younger because of reruns, of course.
Oh yes.
What did you between the two, between law enforcement and Chips, and then your acting career? What have you gotten the most joy out of? Is that a hard question?
No, it's not hard because it isn't any one thing. Joy comes and goes when I feel, for me, when I'm open and I'm in a good mood and I feel well and I'm all aligned physically and mentally, and I'm working. My thing is since having to hit the streets to work at the age of 5, I'm a workaholic. I got to work, man. I got to work. I'm a workaholic. Somebody says to me, "Oh, we have a movie for you. It's not a lot of money, but it's a good role. I'll read it. If I dig it, I'll do it. If I don't dig it, I won't do it." But I need to be active. I need to keep busy. And what I loved about Chips was I was busy. When I wasn't doing Chips, I was either on the road doing appearances, signings, or I was doing Mike Douglas show or the Diana Shore show, the Dean Martin Christmas shows, or Bob Hope specials. Hollywood Squares. I was always busy, and I need to be busy. That's very important for my happiness. That's why I don't sit still. The boys call me up, say, "Hey, can you do?" This is like the second time they've asked me. And I said, "Okay, I will this time. I'll be there." Boom. The soap opera thing, when I got it, I didn't know how to read or speak Spanish because, like I tell you, I was always in the street. So I lost all my Spanish. And I was 40 something when they offered it to me. And I had just been blacklisted in Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah, after Chips, because I owned 50% of the show, of the net profits participation I'd acquired.
Good for you.
And I knew they were going to stick, they were going to get
a fast one.
Yeah, they were going to get, yeah. And I said, no. So I took the fight to them.
Good.
I quit the show. I walked off because I went into Beagleman's office and said, "Hey, guys, I own 50% of net profits participation. You guys just sold to Golden West Broadcasters for $75 million, 10-year syndication run." And which was then sold to Ted Turner and blah, 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 blah. I said, "Well, I said, I brought in my lawyers, Harry Sloan and Larry Cuppen, who bought New World of Roger Corman, and they own TV stations all over the world now. They made their money off of me and John Schneider and Gary Coleman, right?" So I went in there and I said, "I got my lawyers here. You made your sale. I want you to, I want to make up quarterly payments contract." They said, "No, you got it." Joe Katz. Remember Joe Katz? He's the one that used to forge Cliff Robinson's signature.
Oh, really?
He wrote that book, and his sentence when they popped him, because Cliff Robinson went to him and said, "Hey, the government's coming after me for hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes that they said I received the money for." Mm-hmm. But the signature is your signature. So he said, "You shut up, get out of here."
Wow.
Well, they ended up going to court. And then Cliff Robinson, he had the Oscar from Charlie. He got blacklisted after that. And Joe Katz, you know what his sentence was?
No.
Go make something for the community. He got community service. And what did he do? He put out Scared Straight 1 and 2. Dig that. Well, this is the dude that I took on. All right? So I go in his office and tell him, "Hey, man, I want to get paid. Let's draw up a contract so I can get quarterly payments." He says, No. You got to wait for the show he says to me, "You got to wait for the show to be in syndication." I said, No, because I talked to Robert Blake at Vince's gym one morning. And I said, "Robert, I just acquired a total of 37.5 points this year." It was during my third year. Every year I take another piece of the pie, right?
Yep.
And Robert turned to me and says, "You know what, Eric? You're an asshole." I said,
What?
Yeah, Robert says to me. I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, man, I own a 33.33% of Beretta. I'll sell it to you for 10 cents.
Ooh.
And I said, "Whoa." And then that same weekend, Sunday night on 60 Minutes, James Gardner is on there because he's suing MGM. No, he's suing Universal Studios for Rockford Files. He not only produced it, he starred in it, and he wasn't getting paid because they make 2 sets of books. One shows them they're never in profit. One shows the right thing. So me knowing this, I said, no. But my lawyers said, "Hey, we have a smoking gun. Their deal for syndication for $75 million is dependent on you being punched for 6 years. 6 years. Well, I pulled the plug on them at the start of the 5th year. And I just had to sit it out and wait. But when Beagleman turned to me, and I took the fight on because
when you left, the ratings went down.
Yeah.
Big time. That I remember.
They put Bruce Jenner in there.
Caitlin.
Well, yeah, they put Caitlin in there.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce is a great guy.
Bruce was a great guy. So I'm sure.
But I mean, he's not that character. You did it so well that, I mean, it was hard to duplicate. Nobody could do it.
Yeah, well, I left for 7 episodes. I waited it out. They came back. I made them pay me for the shows I missed, and we settled on my deal. But the word on the street was, you won the battle, but you're going to lose the war. And the war was, I'm not ever going to work again in this town. And for 10 years, I did very little. So the soap opera showed up, and I said, oh my God, 100 episodes, $500,000 for 100 episodes. That turned into a year and a half, turned into much, much more financially. And it opened a whole other world to me. And the Latin people loved me for it because they knew I was New York American Spanish. And I did the reverse crossover into that culture. And so it was very successful. And then Hollywood, my soap opera was knocking out. It was knocking out 8 o'clock American programming. So people said, well, let's get Erik to guest star on our show here. So then I did everything. I did Martin. I did all those shows, Fran Drescher's show, all those shows. And it kept going and kept going and kept going. Then I started doing TV movies and, but then the great pleasure I used to get of getting a gig and knocking it out was like diminished because of the ordeal I went through. Because when I went into MGM and said, hey man, I contractually own 50%. Let's make the payment schedule. They knew that I wasn't going to budge. So Beagleman, there wasn't Joe Katz, it was David Beagleman. Sorry. That's right. Beagleman says to me, Estrada, you come in here with your attorneys thinking you're hot stuff, but you were nothing but a spit box boy when you came to Hollywood. He said that to me in his office in front of my attorneys. My attorneys turned pale white, and I just looked at Beagleman and I laughed. I just broke out in laughter. I said, you know what, Beagleman? I grew up in New York City, Spanish Harlem. I was working from the age of 5 all through my high school, waiter, working a laundromat, you name it, I did it all. But I never boxed groceries. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said to him. And I walked out, and that was it. Then they sued me for $40 million, which I then laughed because I knew I had them, because I knew they had to deliver 6 years with me as Ponch contractually to make that sale. And they weren't about to go back to their buyers and say, hey, look, we can't give you the 5th and 6th year with Estrada. So they're not going to give back any of that money, that settled amount that they had. So they came back and settled with me. They threw Bruce in there, Kate. And I just had to wait it out. And the only thing I thought about during that whole time was, you're going to screw me, I'm going to get you. But my mom was the big thing, because I moved her out, had her living like my queen. I took care of everything, even the toilet paper. I took care of her. I wouldn't let her work. She had her 2 annual trips, 3 if she wanted, to Puerto Rico to go visit her family, whatever she wanted. She had. I set her up in the neighborhood with a couple of restaurants. She just walks in, eats, signs her name. They send me the bill. I did the right thing. So I was just nervous. Oh my, you may have to move back to the projects, Ma.
So bad. God bless you for that. And that story is, that story just like, is there a book on this?
Oh yeah, I wrote it. It was called Erik Estrada, My Road from Harlem to Hollywood.
It's a great story. It's a great story.
20 years ago, Jesus.
Time flies.
The name of the publisher was Hirsch Publishing.
Yeah.
They got another name.
They were bought.
Huh?
They were bought by another company, right?
Well, yeah, here. Hold on. I got it right here. Right here. Hirsch Publishing Company.
He's going to get his motorcycle. He'll be right back.
Oh yeah, I got that too. I got it sitting in my guest house. The Teamsters, after 6 years, they come up to me, and we know we're doing the last episode. The thing's over with, you know. So we're on the last episode. The Teamsters come up to me. Estrada, Munson, Robert Munson was the guy, the transportation captain. Says, Estrada, come here. Listen, the guys want to give you a gift for the 6 years you gave them. I said, a gift? What do you mean gift? Yeah, a gift. They want to give you something. What would you like? I said, I don't want anything, man. We did this together. You know, we worked together on this for years. He said, no, they want to thank you for the holiday breaks you gave them. You made sure
Nice.
they would say, well, you made sure we had Christmas week off. We had Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving off, 4-day weekends. And you always brought sushi and pizza in the middle of the night for everybody. And I said, hey, come on. We all did it together. They said, no, they want to give you something. What do you want? And then I said, I really don't want anything. He says, come on, man. We all got new wives, new cars, new boats, new motorcycles, new jet skis. We're happy. We want to thank you. We want to thank you. Right? So I said, okay, well, give me one of the motorcycles. And they brought up a motorcycle. I got it sitting in my guest house by my pool table.
That's so nice.
It's an ornament. So anyway,
it's gracious. There it is.
Yeah, here's
Can we
the
still
book.
get this book? Can we still get it on Amazon?
Oh, I don't know. You might not be able to find it, but you might.
I think you need to do another. I think you need to do another.
Sarah, is this the poster you had?
Oh my gosh.
Is that the poster?
Sarah?
You didn't have that poster, did you?
No, not that one. But you were smiling.
Look at the pecs and look at the delts.
Yeah. Oh, that's Vince Gironda, pecs and belts.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
so
Eric, we have a couple people with some questions, here
So
from our viewers.
Bring them
yeah,
up.
so Tina Haggard, she said that what does she say? She says
Well, Tina says
you
that
look amazing,
and that they don't make them like that anymore.
they don't make people like you anymore.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Micah on mic is saying, Eric, what words of encouragement would you say to a child about their goals and their dreams?
Oh man. First of all, keep daydreaming about what it is you want to be or how you see yourself. If you see yourself as a singer, put on songs you like and pretend you're coming out on stage and envision thousands of people in front of you and up in the bleachers, and you're singing that song and you're moving and doing this and that. That's what I used to daydream all the time of things that I wanted and how I saw myself. Always continue your daydreaming about the things that you want. And remember, they may not be interesting and cared about by others, but that doesn't matter. It's you. It's special to you. So you keep it special and you don't let anybody rain on that dream that you have or anybody diminish your enthusiasm about it. You stay on it and you stay on it and you keep wanting it and don't give that up. Don't let that go. If you can hold on to your dreams with two hands, do it. If you could only use one hand, do it. If you got to get a rope, tie it, but do it. Don't give up your dreams, what you want. And then when you are so adamant about what it is you want, you go ahead and you learn about it. If it's plumbing or carpentry or mechanics or working on cars or just wanting to be an actor or an entertainer or a dancer, you study it so you have a little bit of something in your back pocket about it. Wanting is not always the only thing you can do. Wanting it is a good thing. Learning about what it is that you're wanting and learning a little bit about it so that you can come up with it once your foot's in the door, then it works. I always, wanted to be an actor at the age of 17 and a half on, and my attitude was, I want this, man. I want this. Also, I want to make the money. I was driven because I had to make the money. I wanted to make money to get my mother in a place where I would be comfortable about how she's living, and not in a, and it was
Sure.
great. But you got to have a passion. You got to be driven. And if nobody around you is driving you, you drive yourself. You drive yourself, and you do it by learning what it is about the thing that you like, all about it, whatever it may be. Don't give up.
You gave me chills, and I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And there's another gentleman that.
Yeah, he's got Marcus Navarro has 2 questions. He wants to know if you're still acting, and if you're still in the reserve.
Oh yeah, I'm still. Hey, I'm 72 years old. I'm not going to leave until I'm in my 80s. I'm going to stay a reserve and contribute my passion for law enforcement. That's one of the things. I'm lucky because I had one dream, and that was to become a cop. And then I had another dream to become an actor. And I'm doing both. How lucky. That's 2 dreams I got. And when you get strong in your dreams, you can have as many dreams as you want. And you can fulfill them. Remember that. And you can do it. The other thing, I get really, really passionate about it. Yeah, I am passionate. I am a reserve. And what was the first question again?
Are you still acting? Is that the other question?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You should be. Well, you should. You should honestly still be. I mean, I think there's a lot. What's your take on the spin with Christian movies? How they've increased? I mean, something?
Oh my God! I did 3 Christian movies 5 years ago. I did 3 in a row. I got one called Finding Faith, which is based on some case file that we had in our sheriff's office about online sexual predator. And so the girl's name was Faith. So we call it Finding Faith. We made a movie about that.
Right.
And I 4-walled that movie with all the churches in the South. We take it to a church. I'd speak first, and then we'd air it. The first one is called Finding Faith. The second one is called Uncommon. Uncommon is a Christian movie about the case that they had in Tennessee, where the teacher gives an assignment to her class, middle school class, and said, write about your hero and come in and do a little composition about your hero for your weekend assignment. So the little girl says to her, yeah, my hero is Jesus. I'm going to write about Jesus Christ. And what happens? The teacher says, no. Don't write about Jesus Christ. Write about an actor or a dancer or an athlete, but not about anything pertaining to religion. So the girl went home, told her parents, and the parents got pissed off, and they ended up in court. We made a movie about that. It's called Uncommon. And then the other one we made was called Virtuous, about the virtuous woman of the church and that whole concept and what all that is about. And those 3 are out there now. You can find them probably in a bin at Walmart or something, but they're out there.
Well, they're good. I think people like these stories, and there's been an increase in Christian movies, hasn't there?
Yes, there has been. And my very first movie ever, I was 19 years old, was The Cross and the Switchblade with Pat Boone, directed by Don Murray. True story about the leader, warlord of the Mau Maus, and Reverend David Wilkerson from Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania, who was in his barn in the 50s. And I remember the Mau Maus because when I was shining shoe at Columbus Circle, right there was a newsstand. And you would see on the New York Daily News, a picture, Mau Maus, gang fight, They were the hottest, meanest, bad, back in the day, in the 50s, the Mau Maus.
The Mau Maus.
Yeah, and the guy I played was Nicky Cruz, the Switchblade. Nicky Cruz, he was the baddest warlord gang guy ever back in the day. Today, he's an ordained minister who brings more people to church. And because of that movie, David Wilkerson started Teen Challenge, which also helps wayward and needy drug addicts, and people looking for faith organization. And true story. And the movie, that was my first movie. And
Have you ever, you're gonna laugh at me for saying this. Have you ever thought about going into ministry?
Oh man.
Because I'm hearing you speak and you have a glow about you when you're speaking, and I see your passion and your love for God and for Christ. But I mean, we weren't going to talk about this, but we all do ministry in one way without actually being ministers, don't we?
Yeah, that's true. Whatever, if you can turn somebody's thought around to a positive, that's a ministry.
Sure.
Form,
You've been effective as a minister, though. I mean, I can't even imagine how many more. I mean, the law enforcement thing, the ministry thing, because your words are very powerful, and this is a side that a lot of people, I don't think, at least I don't think our audience knew about you, and I appreciate you being so open to share it with us.
Well, thank you for that. It's a funny thing.
You're gonna break me down, and I don't get emotional. I mean, this whole thing's just been, it's been very spiritual. It's been a beautiful discussion with you.
Well, I believe God's used me. He's always used me. He used me on my first gig, the Crossing Switchblade, and then 5 years ago, I knocked out 3 straight in a row. Boom, 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 boom. Christian movies, and I'm about to do another movie called 52 Triangle, the 52 Triangle. That's going to be, and I just finished a movie 2 months ago called The Mutt, and I did that in Raleigh, not Raleigh, and Hickory, North Carolina. We knocked it out at the station house. We did a movie there, and it's in post now. So we see what happens. I make them and I move on. But this next one is with the same director who I made Uncommon with, and I made Virtuous with, Bill Rad. And we're going to make this one. We're waiting finalization of the financing. And it's about Panama City Beach, spring break, where there was a crime done, a sexual assault on a girl on the beach during the day, photographed, encircled by a bunch of guys, and photographed with their cell phones during spring break, during the day. He solved the crime through the cell phones and popped everybody that needed to get arrested. And through that, legislation was passed with more security and making spring break more of a family-oriented adventure occasion. Up and down the coast of Florida, the laws has changed because of the sheriff. I'm going to play him.
That sounds like a fascinating story.
Yeah, well, it's based on reality. It's true.
Right.
Them are. My first one was that way, and most of them, the Mutt was a true story. The guy I played in the prison, the guy that was called the Mutt, was the guy who went against everything to take me out, who got into prison to take me out because he worked for a higher up mafia dude. And I was like the mafia dude in the prison. I ran the prison. I did it. I mean, I had white hair all the way back, grease back. Oh, it was great. That's one of the things I enjoy, is preparing for some offbeat thing. But yeah, about me, God's used me, and he's going to continue to use me. Excuse me. He's going to continue.
No, we appreciate you. I mean, there's so much about you that's fascinating, and I appreciate your time. I know you're extremely busy. I think your words are very powerful for people out there. A lot of people seem to be a little lost right now because of the way the world is. I think this is a very optimistic and real
Everybody's
discussion.
A lot of people are lost, but mostly I find that a lot of people are angry. They're angry. They're angry because they're upset and they fear. So they're angry. And like I keep telling you, we're going to get it back. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. We got to knock out a few of these yo-yos, you got to knock them out of the box and got to get them in a box.
I have one quick question I want to ask him because I'll forget and then I'll let you. I don't want to cut you off. We live in a time right now, and the 60s was very, very challenging. Racism seems to be at the pinnacle. Is it because has it always been there, or has the media added more fuel to the fire?
In my opinion, there's groups.
It exists. It exists. It's always existed. It
exists, but it ain't. I don't think it's as blown up as the media is making it.
I agree with you.
It's a group right now that just needs to be replaced with what is at the heart of most people's wants and needs. And they're camouflaging a lot of things by going in the direction they're going with this racism.
There's all kinds of forms of it. It's not just that. I mean, we could dwell on that, but why don't we look at? I mean, you could have stayed in New York and Harlem. You could have stayed there and all the things that you went through. I can't even imagine the stories that and all the things you went through in 70s in the Hollywood, being Latino and having to get crossed over into the position that I'm sure you heard a lot of crap, but you kept going.
Yeah, because I held on to my dream and to what it is that I wanted, and what I had to do to get there, and how I should have behaved to get there, and what I should have done, learned, and mastered. So when the opportunity presented itself, I got through the door, and I was able to, perform. As a matter of fact, when I auditioned for Punch, there were 500 some odd guys, and then they narrowed it down to 5 guys, and then down to 2 guys. Wow. And on one of my auditions, I thought I knew all my lines. I had everything down in here, ready to go. 4 pages of dialogue that I was going to do with Larry Wilcox, who played John. He was set as the lead of it. He was first cast, and they were looking for somebody with him. Opposite attracts, so they brought me in. And I was so excited and just ready to go and knock it out. And what happens? In the middle of the audition, I skipped the whole page.
Oh.
And I got so mad at myself, I turned around and I popped the door. I just turned around and punched the producer's door. And then, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going like this. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I just, I don't like to make mistakes, and I made a mistake. And he says, that's perfect. That's Punch. He makes mistakes all the time, and he's in trouble with the Sarge. So in my case, it worked. But
somebody was watching over you.
God.
Yeah.
God wanted me to be able to take care of my mom. He wanted me to be able to do that because he knew that my mom was a good woman, a good, strong woman who did whatever she had to do to support and care for her 2 children. Number one, by popping my dad out of the house for being stuck on the needle, which took a lot of cojones for a single woman back in those days. Very little English she spoke. And she did it, man. And then, boom, dating a police officer and bringing that magic into our house.
So you had a stepfather that was a police officer?
Yeah. He wasn't by marriage, but to me, he was the man.
Right.
To the point when he retired from the Center Street Police Department downtown, CSI, I remember going through his books all the time and his briefcase and looking at all the pictures of all these crimes and knifings and shootings and bludgeonings. It used to excite me. And I always said, I want to catch the guy that did this. I want to be there, and that's how it started for me. But to have that, I believe God did that for me because he knew that I was going to turn out and take care of my mother because he knew my desire, my dream was that powerful. And as long as your dream is powerful and it's your dream, and you're not doing it for grandma, you're not doing it for this or that, you're doing it because it makes you feel good and happy inside, which is your good feeling inside and your happiness inside. Nobody could take that away from you, man. That's yours. You know, I remember when I was in a play, people would come backstage and say, "Oh man, you were so good in that one scene. And I love that scene. And I love when you did." And they would tell me what they were enjoying and what they were feeling. But none of them felt what I was feeling while I was doing it. And nobody could take that away from me. And that's a true dream. If you have a dream, make sure nobody could take it away from you, because it's your dream. It's like a birthday. A birthday is so special. It's your day. It's your day to sing and dance, have cake and ice cream, and be with those that you love and those that love you. It's your special day, and it comes around every year for you to celebrate. So you should embrace your special day every year, no matter what age. And that kind of energy into a thing will make it happen. You can make it happen.
Sarah, do you have a question?
You know what? I'm just I'm listening, and I'm at a wow right now. Just everything you're saying is right on.
Yeah, but
and
is it as much as a wow as when you had the poster?
well, that poster, as I told Eric earlier, that poster followed me around 21 different places, you know.
Oh, God. Well,
And you should see the holes on the corners of my poster, you know, because every time I had to tack it and then take it off, tack it and take it off.
well, if you, like I said, you find that poster, you got my email, you send me you send me the email so I could send you my address, and
Okay.
you can send it to me, and I'll sign it, and I will send it back.
Okay. And I promise I won't show up at your house since I have your address.
It's
You know the way he used to follow the girl to the drama class like that?
Well, Eric reminded me, he said that's called stalking now. So I can't do that. But just one more question.
Well, I have one more
Wait,
question for him.
Please, one more
Because
question.
I think the world needs to hear something.
Well,
from
because
him.
Mia Landowski Coffee wanted to know if it bothers you when people come up to you in public. She saw you once on a plane, but didn't want to bother you, and she just wanted to know if you know how much she wanted to let you know how much she enjoyed your work. So
well, she should have come up to me.
there you go, Mia. You got your answer.
Well, the way I see it, I know a lot of guys, I don't understand. Don't bother me. Please. Then what the hell are you doing on TV? Why are you on magazine? Why are you singing? Stay in your closet. Don't come out. If you don't
Right.
want, people have got the right. If you're out there, I've always looked at it this way. When I'm on my property with my walls around me, I'm good. When I leave my driveway and the gates close behind me, I'm at least 75% public domain. People have the right to come home and say, "Hey, you suck." "Oh, hey, I like you." "Oh, hey, I like your work." "Hey, I like this. I like that." They have a right to just greet you or say hello.
Thank you.
You have a duty to turn around and say, "Thank you." Me, I take it further. I say, "Come here, let's do a selfie."
I love it. I love it.
No,
See, that's what makes you special, and that's what you are so grounded. You are so amazing and so kind.
well, look, I almost got chills. I got chills. But look, I as soon as you said that, I said, "Well, why isn't everybody this way?"
And they're not.
You know,
And they're not.
there's so many of us have the right to be pissed off and angry and mean. But you don't go that route. Those are all negative things. Those are all things that lead to nothing. That it leads to hurt. It leads to disillusionment. Can you imagine a person coming up to me and saying, I really liked your Can I get a picture? And I go, excuse me, I'm busy right now. I'll talk to you later. No, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. You just shouldn't. If you're going to be that kind of a person, don't be in this business or in any business that puts you out in the public eye.
Good advice.
And
let me go ahead.
It's so normal. I mean, I can't see reacting in another way. If you don't want to be bothered, stay home. Stay home.
That's right. That's right.
What would you tell people out there right now, of any color or of any age? How do you deal with the fact that you feel maybe you're being selected or not selected, or maybe you're losing a title or a job or something because of your color or your race? What would you tell people? There's a lot of people feel that way.
Right now. Yeah. Oh, I know. Listen, I know. I know all about that. I've tasted that as a street kid in New York. I tasted it when I was shining shoes. I tasted it in many occasions. I tasted it when I would knock on the guy's door and say, I'm here to take your daughter out. And they look at me and go, oh, shit. No, you're not taking my kid out. I've tasted it. But what I say to that, shine it, because it's not your problem. It's their problem. It's their problem, not yours. You go ahead and go for what it is you want. Don't look at the color. Don't look at the race, because any acting role can be done by any color or by any nationality. Just get the opportunity to go in if you want to be an actor. Study acting. Get the basics. I think everybody should have a course in acting anyway, because it opens you up. It opens you up as a human being. It opens up your heart, opens up your mind. It doesn't mean you got to be an actor. All right?
Wouldn't hurt. Well, thank you.
I'm going to screenshot that.
Thank you so much. Our 5 minute. What happened to our 5 minute interview?
I know. It's an hour and 7 minutes.
5 minutes is up.
Man.
I know, you're kidding. After your lovely wife got on there, as soon as I saw, I said, "Oh, this is going to be a good time."
Thank you.
She gets a lot of that from a lot of people. She's actually the best part of me.
Well, you should always let her answer first, because she opens everybody up.
Well, I think that's very wise. I think that's very wise. I think you're absolutely right.
Why not?
She
had me sitting here for an hour.
We appreciate
it. A blast.
So this event's coming up. It's going to be a success. The
Yes,
Chrisagis brothers are ecstatic. They've got commercials going out, billboards.
Oh my God.
What city is this going to be in again?
It's going to be in Rayland,
Ohio. Wait, is it Rayland, Ohio?
Yeah, Rayland, Ohio.
Where?
Rayland, Ohio.
Rayland, Ohio.
Website?
Rayland, Ohio. That's right. Rayland. I never heard of it, but I'm going there. I'm coming to Rayland, folks.
Yeah, we're going to be there with you too. And what's the website we can go to if people want more information about that?
You know what? I'm going to post it. I'll post it on here.
Perfect.
Yeah, you got all that. I got all that too here.
I know people are really going to be ecstatic to see you and the rest of the stars. And I appreciate you coming on today and introducing yourself to our audience that people have admired you for so long and probably admire you even more after this very humanistic, real interview that you gave.
Well, I just, for those that want something, just dream it, see yourself in it, see yourself doing it, and learn it, and go for it. Go for it. I mean, we only get one shot at this life. Mm-hmm. You're either dead or you're alive. And if you're alive, take advantage of being alive. And take advantage of birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, your first kiss or your last kiss, and take advantage of hugs, and take advantage of people that say bless you. I hope you have a good day, or the best to you. Take advantage of all those things enjoy those things, because those things are alive. Those are living things that can help you in your hour of need, or your hour of want, or desperation, or depression, or just being scared. It's okay to be scared, but then wipe your ass with it and move on.
Well, that was a curveball.
I say
I saw roll of toilet paper coming at me, and then it just.
I don't say it to speak poorly, but I say it for people to get it, to get what I mean.
Sure.
About the negative.
I appreciate what you had to say, and it was as real as it can get. And we would love to do another interview down the road. Maybe we'll see you in Ohio and break bread for a couple minutes and have a stogie.
Sure, and
we'll bring your favorite Macanudo.
Court. I'm bringing some anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? A year from now, or when I do that, hopefully we were supposed to start the movie this August the 10th into September, 4 weeks down in Panama City Beach. But the financing we'll know at the end of the month. If not, it'll just get pushed until we get the financing. But I've been at it for 5 years on this thing, trying to get this one done.
Let's talk more about it, because we're doing documentary films and stuff now too.
And we're also going to we're doing it with Crime Stoppers are going to help. We're also going to put some element of sex trafficking in it.
Oh, good.
So we're going in that direction, little by little.
IQ Podcast would love to help any way we can, and maybe connect you with some investors, and maybe help you do more stuff like this.
Sure, I'll bring you to the literature, and you can do with it what you want.
Well, I want to help you out, because I think what you're doing is important, and we believe in you. So we'll do everything we can to help you.
All right, excellent. But your listeners, everybody out there that's listening stuff, excuse me for my French.
I didn't know it was French. I thought everybody wants to blame the French all the time. Why is that?
It's ghetto French.
Erik Estrada, thank you so much for being on IQ Podcast on the Brett Davis Show.
Thank you both.
God bless you, man.
See you soon.
Okay, Erik. I'm going to give you a big hug.
We could do a Marlon Brando updated version of Stella! Sarah!
Hey,
God bless you, Erik.
Happiness to you guys.
And God bless you and your beautiful family.
Thanks for that shot. Thanks for the shot about Vince. My God, Vince.
There's a new book I might bring you.
All right. You know what he
is? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna bring you a copy.
Okay. And I'll bring you a copy of my Harlem to Hollywood.
Yes.
Just whatever, just seeing you would be great. There's no expectations. I appreciate your time and value what you have to say.
Well, I'll end it with a quote from Vince Gironda.
Okay. And his language was French also, by the way.
I don't know, but after this, I've seen his French and heard his French. He would say, I was in there 5 days a week, 5:30 in the morning, boom, 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 and then off to Chips with all the stunt guys and all these blah, 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 just pumping iron.
Yeah.
He would yell out, he says, everybody, there's only one Puerto Rican to a gym, and that's Erik Estrada right there. That's what he used to do. He used to do that.
Yeah, but you know what? People could do that then, and nobody got butthurt.
I know. That was humor.
Right.
And it was done in love and caring and respect.
Exactly.
Today they what do they cancel you. What are you going to do?
We look forward to seeing you at the Chrisagis Brothers event. And,
I'm not done.
He's like, I'm not done. I've got more to say. Sarah, help me. Help me.
Goodbye.
Don't ask Sarah to help you. Don't ask for Sarah to help you. That is so low.
Well, God bless both of you. And I look forward to meeting you in person.
You too, Erik.
Cool.
God bless you, man.
You too.
Thanks for everything, man.
Thanks, Erik. Bye-bye.
Bye, darling. Bye-bye. God bless you both.
God bless you,
man.
too.
Erik Estrada, the legendary, iconic Man, what a human being. Great interview. Probably one of the best interviews I've ever had, actually. Even better than Arnold Schwarzenegger's.
Oh, I'll be back.
Yes. But thank you for what you do, Eric. And of course, I want to thank my sponsors because we need money to put the show on. So
sponsors, give it up. Come on.
Yeah, I want to thank Attorney King.
Double your sponsorship money.
I'm going to try to get Attorney King to have you do commercials for him because he does stuff with motorcycles and stuff. He's an injury attorney in San Diego, the best at what he does.
I can do regionals. And
I know you can.
I'm not that expensive.
I'm going to tell him.
Okay.
Say hello to Attorney King really quick.
What's his name, Ken?
Attorney King.
Attorney King.
Yeah.
Listen, this is Erik Estrada. Punch from Chips. Dun, 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 dun. Listen, I catch you out there. I am going to search and seizure. I want to see what you're hiding.
Oh, you're gonna love Attorney King. He's like we are, totally in the same level. Thank you to King. I want you somewhere along the way. Hopefully, you can meet him if you come to San Diego. Of course, Saquon Casino and Resort are good sponsors of the show.
Hey, I have a show. It's called. They should go to America's Greatest Game Show website.
Okay.
And I do. It's a show that I do right now. I'm doing it live in my screening room. I do for casinos. It's people get to play for $100,000.
Wow!
For casino money, we play our own versions of Name That Tune, Let's Make a Deal, Dancing with Your Stars. It's really cool. But we do the live version in many casinos. Last year, we had I had 8 casinos left, the Foxwood, ones up all over California, and many casinos. So just have your guy at that casino go to America's Greatest Game Show.
Do that. And actually, he's on his way in. I think we're supposed to come in and do. Is he coming in today?
He's supposed to come here today.
So he's the chairman of Saquon. He'll be coming in. We'll let him know we talked to you about this.
He love us. He love us. We go in. We got a giant screen. Because for the $100,000 prize, we have they get to pick 40. There's choice of 40 numbers. They pick 3, and if it adds up to 1,000, they automatically win it. In the 7 years I've been doing the show around the country in casinos, 1 a month or 2 a month. It all depends, the bookings. And it's just great. I only gave out the $100,000 once.
Wow.
The insurance company, they do all that. The casino just puts up all the prize money. But it's a great promotions for a casino because, look, you get 2,000 people in the audience. Then we open up with a great show. Pa, 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 pa. We have fun. Get them on the stage. Pa, pa, pa. Where you from? What do you do? Pa, 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 pa. It's wonderful. Boom. Hey, you win. Boom. They win. The audience gets to win a house thing. And what do? It's a 2:00 show and then a 7:00 show for an hour and a half, an hour maybe. And it all depends if I keep talking, Then they go right into the casino with their winnings and they dropped what they won and whatever they brought in their pocket. It's a great promotions for a casino. And so I've been very successful with it. And I host it. It's kind of my part of my show. And it's fun. Just go America's Greatest Game Show.
You're an amazing gentleman, and I look forward to having a stogie with you.
You got it.
Okay. And of course, I got to thank my other 2 sponsors.
Ooh.
Indian Motorcycle.
Nice.
Great motorcycles.
Want me to go get my Indian shirt? I got an Indian motorcycle shirt.
I'm going to bring you a beautiful Indian motor. What size do you wear?
Let's go large right now.
Okay, I'm going to get you a nice Indian from the sponsors. I'm going to get you a nice care package from Indian Motorcycle.
Oh, sweet! Because I already got one.
You're a great guy, and we think the world of you. And of course, IB Fitness for everything they do in Marina Teal. Is there anybody else?
Hey,
Nikki Rottens.
Oh, Nikki Rottens, who when you're in the San Diego area, have one of the best ribeyes. I don't know if you still eat meat.
I love ribs. Okay, I'll be there. No, okay. We'll do it. We're due for a little trip. I got to go to Vegas on the 18th. I'm going to fly in, taking my wife and daughter with me.
Nice.
Fly in because I got a CHP conference to do about 3 hours with them. The credit union, CHP credit union, have me on an annual retainer to do 4, 6, 7, 8 events a year. And it's wonderful. They're a great bunch of people to work for, to be with. And it's my backyard. It's the cops. So I'm always around them, you know?
So we also put on a show for the Harbor Police in San Diego. We produced that show.
Well, there you go.
And we'd love to have you come. Have you worked for the Harbor Police in San Diego before?
Not in San Diego, no.
I like to make the introduction to the chief and to, of course,
the president of the foundation, Jeff
Wooler. And we'll do a nice speedboat.
We knock out an appearance. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd love to set that up and have you come down and meet with the Harbor Police.
All right. Well, you got it. You got it. Now,
thank you for everything, man. You're awesome. I feel like we're family.
We are now.
Except you look younger than me. Sarah! Take care, Eric.
All right, baby.
Ciao. Take care, man.
Bye, Eric.
Bless,
thank you.
Bye, Sarah! Sarah!
I can't end it. You keep saying Sarah. Okay. All right.
Take care, Eric.
Oh, wait a minute. Tell you, I just went on Cameo. You know Cameo? Where you do cameos for people? Man, I'm doing more birthdays and more retirements. It's amazing. So let your people know I'm on Cameo if they want me.
Well, we're gonna find a way to we're gonna work on some stuff with you. We'll talk more about it.
Adios, muchachos.
God bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
And I look forward to it. And thanks again, Vince.
Mucho gracias. Perfecto.
Okay, Papi, you got it.
Okay.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Eric.
I'll see you guys.